Greetings my friend, welcome back to another video of me, Zenzul. I hope you're well today. We are doing something a little bit different. It might be a regular thing, might not be. This is certainly volume 1 of such videos. It's basically me just going through this raid here. I'm in ICC, I'm on my beautiful Frost Death Knight Necrotis. Yeah, so I'm just basically going through this dungeon. Rambling. Okay. So, what I was going to talk about today... Oh, will you shut up? Finished?
Our march upon Icecrown Citadel begins now.
Let's wait for them to finish, shall we? Ah! Right, so we're gonna basically what we're gonna do in this is just go through and at the end of this, obviously we're gonna go through, kill all the bosses, and at the end of it we're gonna pick up Invincible's Reigns. So that's what's gonna happen. Yes. Everything apart from the last bit is probably true. Fuck me, they're still going on. Alright. Yeah. You will, indeed. Good for you. Good for you, Arthas. Oh, he's still going. Right.
You have found your way here, because you are among the few gifted with true vision in a world cursed with
Yeah. I know, it's mad, isn't it?
the fog that hangs over this world like a shroud, and grasp where truth
So let's see.
lies.
I've done this a million times, this beautiful dungeon raid. Obviously on 25-man heroics, I want it to drop. I know there's different ways you can get around it and stuff like that, but for the purpose of today, I'm not doing that. I'm just doing the do, really.
The power of the light knows no bounds, Sarpak. His soul is under great strain, but he lives.
There's a lot of talking in this, isn't it? Okay.
We must save If we rescue Bolvar Fordragon, we may quell the unrest between the Alliance and the Horde.
Yeah, okay. Done? Finished?
Our mission is now clear. The Lich King will answer for his crime.
Do you know what?
And we
I've run this 1,000 times. Well, probably that's a bit of an exaggeration, but quite a lot of times. I can't ever remember people talking like this much. What, leggings of dubious charm. Now he's off. There's too much talking in this dungeon. I think you're getting away with it, my friend. Right. Onwards and outwards. So I wanted to talk about today anyway. It's just basically, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to structure it going forward. As if anyone watched my Unexpected Journey series, it's just basically me leveling and rambling. This is similar, but obviously I'm doing a dungeon. And I'm not leveling, obviously, of course. And yeah, it's just basically me talking about different things and stuff. What I want to talk about today is how I started on Warcraft and how that all came about. And if I forget loads of stuff, I'm sure I will, but the best place to start is at the beginning. So yeah, many moons ago, I was... oh God, I've got done this. Many moons ago, I was playing... what was I playing? What was it called? Guild Wars. I don't know. It came out, I think, a little bit of time before Warcraft did. It's certainly around that same sort of time. Anyway, so I wanted to play Guild Wars, so I got Guild Wars, and oh, haven't I done it? For fuck's sake. No. So I was playing Guild Wars, quite enjoyed it. It's the first sort of time I played anything like this. You know, it was good fun. I remember I played like a wood elf or something like that. And are we done? No, we're done. Yeah, good. Yeah, I played like a wood elf or something, and I quite enjoyed it. I thought this is quite good. I quite like the genre of game. Been playing games ever since I was. Ooh, hold on. Must loot. Oh, I completed the Sanctified Scourge Lord's play. Scourge Lord's play. Oh, interesting. Because I got the brace. Yeah, so I played ever since I was a kid. Mostly football games, soccer games. Play a lot of. I'm sure my American watchers won't really know what I'm talking about. There was a soccer game called Football Manager, and I've played that, Championship Manager. Played it for years and years and years. And I'll probably be, in the future, probably doing a series on that, like a sideline. It won't ever be the same as Warcraft and stuff. So, yeah, I've kind of played that, and get on with it. And lots of other games. And I've always liked these sort of games. Always been into Lord of the Rings and things like that, and you know, that kind of genre. So the first sort of game I played, I think I played like Gauntlet and things like that, and quite enjoyed those. Trying to think what games I played now, because I had Commodore 64, Amiga. What else did I have? Then I bought a PC. I stopped playing games. I stopped playing games for years and years. And when I was about, I don't know, about 20 years, I bought myself a first PC. I started playing games, Football Manager and stuff like that. And then it sort of worked its way up to it, getting fast forwarding towards this game. So I was playing Guild Wars, quite liked it. My friend Alan, he was basically, he started, his mates, it might have been the first, or it might be his mates told him about World of Warcraft, and I'd not really heard about World of Warcraft before. I'd never played the RTSs, didn't know anything about it, and so yeah, I was playing. I'll get on with it. So I was playing Guild Wars, and then he told me about World of Warcraft, and the thing was, he'd got his copy of World of Warcraft. If people remember, it's certainly in Europe in those times, they really didn't expect it to be as popular as it was, right? So he got the game. He said, "Oh, you know, you need to come and see this game." So I went round his house, because we worked together, and he showed me this game. I thought, bloody hell, this looks really, really cool. Yeah, like this is like an open world, man. No loading screen. It looked absolutely amazing, as you could probably imagine too if you played in those days. The game did look absolutely amazing. Oh, bloody hell, I could just walk forever. You know, it's like just felt like this seamless, never-ending world. And but the thing was, because it had sold so well on its initial release, you couldn't get it. You couldn't go and get it. And it wasn't until I think probably so I really wanted this game, carried on playing thingy, and it was going to all these in those days you couldn't just digitally download it, you had to go to a shop and buy it, and where I live you can get it anywhere, completely sold out. So I had to wait, I think it was about a month or 6 weeks. What am I doing here? Yeah, it was about a month, 6 weeks, and then finally I got a copy of it. So I started playing Warcraft probably, I think, about six weeks after it came out, I guess. I wanted to play from day one, but I just couldn't get I couldn't get a copy of it. So anyway, I finally got the game, and this is me. This is amazing. This is, but to the thought of actually still playing it now, you know, that would never have crossed my mind. So got the game. He played a rogue. Remember this? It was called Pharaoh. We were on a server called Tyrellian. So that was a PvE server, I think. And yeah, he played a rogue. He played a rogue, horde, undead. And I didn't know what I wanted to play. I was like, and then my first ever character I created, believe it or not, because I still main one to this day, was a warlock, and his name was Deep Cut. And yeah, he was an orc warlock. And I remember the first time I was playing it, and I remember I was under level 10, so I was down by Sinjin village and running around there, and there used to be like some islands, and there was like a Zalahood or Zalahead or something like that, this dude's name was. He was like the big boss around that area, and he was kind of finishing up the quests and the islands of yeah, so you did that, and then I remember I don't think I could do it. I don't think I was a high enough level, or it was a bit difficult. But he came down and saw me. So he came down and saw me on his rogue, and I thought, oh man, look at that. He was like level 15 or something, which is, whoa, level 15, you know. He'd been playing it for like 2 months. And I remember I got the character up to level 13, but I probably wasn't that at the time. And probably like 9 or 10 or maybe 12 something. And so we started. So I said, "Oh mate, give us a hand with this quest." So it's obviously the first time I interacted with someone else within the game. Really didn't know what I was. Had no clue. People would say now, Zenzul, you have no clue what you're doing now, mate. But in those days, I had no clue what I was doing. It was like this. You can see my. Because obviously you had all the buttons at the bottom. I can't play like that because I've got my eye's dodgy, my right eye. So my left eye looks straight, my right eye looks like that. That's what they call a lazy eye. It just goes like that. So I can't focus down here. And my monitor is quite high up, so I can see. So these buttons here are pretty much eye level for me. And that's the only way I can play. I can't play them down here because I have to keep looking down and stuff. I can raise this up, I suppose, but probably on the ceiling by then. So yeah, he came to help me, and it was really cool. I just thought, oh mate, I just fell in love. I just fell in love with the game. I just thought, this is brilliant. This is great. What do you know? And then I remember he gave me 50 gold. If anyone remembers back in those days, 50 gold was a lot of money. No. It wasn't. He gave me 50 silver. He gave me 50 silver, not 50 gold, because 50 gold in those days was like a king's ransom, you know. If you had 50 gold in 2004, man, you'd made it. Early 2005, you were the man. But yeah, he gave me 50 silver. I think I had like 4 silver or something, which I'd accumulated over a course of about a week. And yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, did I not turn the other one? I did. Oh well, whatever. So yeah, he gave me the 50 silver, and I was like, oh mate, I'm rich, you know. And played my warlock, and I was thinking, oh yeah, what can I spend this on? Of course, so then I went and bought a load of gear probably that I couldn't use or something like that. Didn't know anything about auction houses, or didn't even know anything about towns really. Just sort of wandering about aimlessly. And then after about, I got into his guild, and I was like, oh, I don't really. I'm a bit of a funny fucker when it comes to people. I don't know. If I don't feel I'm going to enjoy people's company, I kind of stay away. And a few of these people in this guild were a little bit kind of ostentatious for me. They were kind of a little bit OTT. Doing mad in these people. So anyway, it transpired, which is very much the sort of thing I do. I thought, okay, I'm one of these people. If 9 people go right, I'll go left just because. What's down here? You know. So everyone that I knew, I got to know some of his mates and stuff. A guy called Sausages. I always remember he had a mate called Sausages. And yeah, he was like I think he was a warlock as well. I don't remember anyway. So long ago, and I think he still plays. Anyway, so yeah, I decided to go play Alliance. I thought, I'll tell you what sold it for me. You know, if you ever remember the actual, you can still get it on YouTube or wherever, or the cinematic. I don't know whether they still do the cinematics on somewhere on site or something. But the first one, the first ever initial one, which sold it for me, when you had the druid and you had the warlock and you had the Tauren doing all this and spreading the elements around or whatever. But I remember the one thing that stuck in my mind was at the end of that was a dwarf hunter walking up to Ironforge in the snow. And with a massive bear, right? And I remember that vividly. I remember that, and I thought, I want to be one of them. I want to be one of those guys. How do I get to be one of them? So, of course, that's what I did. Everyone else went, yeah, we're going to play Horde. I went, no, I'm going to play Alliance. Which is, as I said, that's kind of my character. A little bit like that. Not a lot of the time to my detriment. So, did that. That was quite cool. Started a dwarf hunter because I love animals. See, I really do love animals, and I thought, oh, this is cool because you can get lots of different ones. I can have a tiger, I can have this, and it'll be like my best pal on my adventures and stuff. And I really kind of got into it, you know, the whole role play part of it. I wasn't on a role play server or walking around going, thou shalt not do this, you know. It wasn't doing any of that. I just got into playing the class and playing the character. Again, still had no idea what I was doing. Absolutely no clue. Probably wearing cloth stuff. Try and remember, maybe in the future one of these, try and remember what I actually did, but I do remember making an absolutely terrible mistake. I remember people like walking past me and laughing at me because of how I did my talents, and 51-point talents or whatever it was in those days. I mean, really ridiculous. Silver harness. Lament of the Highborn. Didn't know she sung this at there. Lovely song. Yeah, so quite apt on playing my undead then. What was I saying? I'm not Billy Connolly. I keep forgetting what I'm saying. Have you ever seen any Billy Connolly's comedy? I'm not saying I'm a comedian because I really am not. You ever seen any of his comedy? He rambles and rambles till he remembers what he's actually initially trying to say, and that's kind of what I'm like. Yeah, anyway, so I started playing Hunter, really started to enjoy it. I remember, I think I was about level 13. I think you got a pet about level 10. And I remember I was running around the dwarf lands and stuff, really enjoying it. I thought, this is great. And I realised about 11-13 that I had to get a pet. It was kind of like, I've not ever got this before, really. Well, maybe not on this job. Yeah, so I remember thinking, oh mate, this is really cool. And I was running around in those days. I'm sure it's still the same now. I've not been to Ironforge in, well, I don't know, 10 years probably. But I remember thinking, this is great. Doing all the initial quests, got up to level 13, then realised that you can get a pet. I'm not sure how I found that out. It was absolutely chaos. I had no idea what I was doing. But then no one else did, so I didn't feel, you know, kind of left out. It was just like, oh, this, just you know, everything goes kind of thing. You can play how you want, do what you want. No one's going to really laugh at you because they don't really know what they're doing either. Yeah. So obviously I was clicking, had all the keys down here, clicking 1, 2. no hotkeys, nothing, and didn't hotkey for years. But yeah, so that was good fun. And yeah, running around Dwarflands. I remember going to Dead Mines. I think the Dead Mines was the first thing I ever went to. That was really cool. Really enjoyed that. Running in and out there, having no idea, pulling everything. Don't understand the whole concept of having a tank and a healer. It's just like running, boom. And I've looked this up since, and I don't remember even how I looked it up, but I did. I'd started my dwarf, and then I started a guild, right? I remember the guild was called Chaos Corps, CORPS, and Chaos Corps. Yeah, and I started a guild. So I think it was 3 months in I started playing. I had a guild. And obviously those days there was crap loads of people around, so the guilds were quite good fun. No one really had anything idea what was going on. And I remember I had a couple of friends. One was called Wolfish, his name was, because he said his face looked a bit wolfish. And he was a mage, frost mage, good friend. And then there was another mate of mine called Wakana. He was a paladin. He was a human paladin, so Wolfish was a human mage. Then we had another mate, paladin friend called Plunder, and we were all quite close. They live like about an hour's drive from where I live, and we were all quite good friends. And so they were the officers in the guild. So I was the guild master, giving it all the Charlie Big Potatoes. If you don't know what Charlie Big Potatoes means, it basically means I think I'm like the dog's bollocks, right? You know, because you've got a guild and everyone should sort of bow down to me, kind of thing. It was a bit egotistical, I must admit. Looking back on it now, I do cringe a little bit. And yeah, so I had this guild, and that was all good fun. Didn't know what to do about it. I was like, oh, you know, let's all go and do this, and let's all go and do that. So I felt my role within the guild was, you know, to come up with stuff to do. So we'd all go off, and I remember one thing specifically was we all went to Loch Madan. We're all at Loch Madan, and there's like these little dwarf villages there, buildings, and us all sitting around a campfire and just sitting there talking about stuff and, you know, shooting the shit. And one of our mates, he was called Gunnar. And he was a druid. He was quite a cool bloke, and so we're all English, right? Yeah. And he was called Gunnar. If you don't know anything about football or English soccer, there's a football team in England called Arsenal, and they're called the Gooners. It's a nickname for them. So he was a big Arsenal fan. Anyway, that's why it was called. And he turned up with all these potions, right? I remember he turned up, so he was doing alchemy. Alchemy was at the time, and he was doing alchemy, and he turned up with all these potions. Yeah, I've got this potion that can do this, and I've got this potion that can do that. Who wants a potion, sort of thing? And I have no idea. I can't remember for the life of me what those potions were. Jesus, get rid of some crap soon. And so yeah, I can't remember what these potions were, what they did. But he had loads of potions, so we were all taking these potions. All these stupid things were happening, and I just remember that you know, when you have those quintessential moments when you really love the game, you really think, oh, this is great. That was one of those moments where we were all just sitting there talking crap. Obviously, no voice chat. Just all talking crap and just sort of going, can I go here? Good. Yeah, all just talking rubbish about stuff and not really having any direction of what we're doing. But it was good, you know. You didn't feel like you had to make an effort. All you had to do was just sort of be in the game, and that was the fun. You didn't have to go off and do a raid. You didn't have to go off and do this, and You know what I mean? It was all good. And so that's what we did. We just sort of hung out, talked a load of bollocks. Anyway, so that went on for, I think, looking at my records, I think I was running the guild for about 3 months. And just sort of trying to, and I remember I've still got the hunter. Cree, who's my hunter now, is the same character that I had all those years ago. I'm not one of these people that deletes characters and stuff. All my characters that I've got now are the ones I had from day one, or I leveled from day one and still have today. So yeah. So basically, I started getting itchy feet, which is another trait, good or bad, that I have. I get bored very, very quickly. And so I decided, all right, okay, I don't want to do this guild thing anymore, right? And where am I going? Up Aspire. So I want to go and form my own. I want to go off and do something else. So then I decided. I can't remember why I did this. This is really, really stupid. Then I decided that I wanted to play a night elf. So I went and started a night elf, and with that night elf. But the thing was, it was a hunter. He was called, I remember it was called Shadowblade. No, Shadowglade he was called. Because my hunter's initial name was Gladelin. And, obviously he's not now, but and then I called him Shadowglade because they got shadow mailed and it was a night elf. And I thought, oh well, I'll just call him Shadowblade. So he's like a shadow of Gladelin. But it's the same bloody class, right? And if you remember, getting to level 60 took months. So what I was doing then was leveling another class that would also take months, and it was the same class. My logic at all. So yeah, I did that. Got him up to. I remember I got him up to about level 26, and then I started thinking I want to play a rogue. Right? So that's when I started my rogue, and that's when I started to get into PvP. Because I remember I was on a PvE server, but you could just toggle your PvP and go and fight, and Taramil Darkshore started happening. That organic fighting, I started to get to that level. So yeah, I started to think, bloody hell, you can kill people in this, because obviously I've been closeted really, because I've been in a PvE server, so I hadn't really known about the fact you can kill other people. You know what I mean? And yeah, so that was weird. So, come on, you're going to drop this horse or what? Are you going to drop this horse? Good lad. He's going to drop it. We know that. We all know that. And then I want it on video as well. This is another reason why I'm doing this video. So yeah, I started getting into my PvP, started roguing, and yeah, doing all the Defias and stuff. I think the Defias thing has turned me on to being a rogue and stuff. Sneaking around, all that sort of stuff. And it was good, looked such good fun. I probably started watching some Warcraft videos at that point and really getting into the minutiae of it all, you know, the little nuances. As you started to, I'm one of these people that like looks at stats and starts reading up on things and stuff. Not saying like I'm, you know, like really, really into it, but I started to really sort of nitpick it, go through Fotbot and stuff like that, and start understanding the game a bit more and why I needed to do this and why I needed to do that. Kind of understood why I needed to wear leather gear and all that sort of crap. And how detrimental it was if you didn't, you know, that sort of thing. It was really kind of, I started to get under the skin of it, and yeah, so that was kind of cool. And yeah, so I started playing my rogue, started doing some PvP, the organic PvP, around that sort of time as well, which I'll probably go on to next time. Is the instance PvP started to come in, but certainly the organic side of it was definitely there. Taramil, South Shore, Ratchet, going up to Ratchet to Crossroads, killing people in Crossroads and stuff, because there was a lot of people, even on our server, there was a lot of people going PvP enabled. Yeah, so really enjoyed that.
Final blessing. Give me the strength to shatter these bonds.
Come on. You think if you... At this point, you should be able to just avoid all this crap, but... Give me invincible. You know it makes sense.
No more, Arthur. No more lives will be consumed by your hatred.
Oh, bollocks. What's this, though? Huh. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so what did we get? Got this, though. It's quite cool. Runes of the Darkening. You unlocks the Dark Rune Blade appearance for the Blades of the Fallen Prince. Boom. What am I wearing? Blades of the Fallen Prince. There we go. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Huh. Well, there we go. That's going to be end of episode 1, volume 1 of this series. Still not sure I'm going to call it, but I'll probably be doing this every week. A run, and maybe not on this character, maybe on another character. And I'm quite chuffed I got that. Oh, I got the illusion of Razor Eyes as well. That's pretty cool. Huh. Excellent. So I really hope you enjoyed that first of the series. Let me know down below if you did. I'd like to know if you some feedback if you quite enjoyed that and wanted to see more. It just leaves me to say, as always, you have a great day, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.